Welcome back to the channel. So the car probably looks a little different. This interior is not the C8's, so just a little bit of a update on the C8. It has a flat in the front and it doesn't hold any air. So I am in my mom's car. It's a Mazda SUV. But the cool thing about today's video is we finally secured a ZR1 to film. It's going to be a C6 ZR1. I'm very excited. I do believe this one is stock, but to be honest, the ZR1 even in stock form is a monster, and I've been looking to experience one for so long. So shout out to him. I'm still looking for a C7 ZR1 and a C8 ZR1, so if you know anyone who has one, let me know. But I'm so excited and we're headed over there right now. Why don't you introduce yourself and your car to the viewers?
So my name is Carlos and this is my 2009 C6 ZR1.
Why don't you kind of describe how you got into cars and just your journey with cars?
I always grew up watching like car movies, so like, you know, Cars 1, Cars 2, Cars 3 and then you know, the Need for Speed, all the Fast and the Furious movies. I don't know if you guys know Born to Race. And then my dad also has a base model C6. He got that when I was about, I want to say 7. And then ever since then, you know, I've always watched car videos like DDE. I've always liked Corvettes and the color red especially. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. And
you also had told me that this is your first car.
Yes.
So can you kind of tell us your age and then also just like how you even found the deal, because this is kind of insane. Okay. They're pretty rare. So yeah.
So yeah, I'm 19 and well, I found the car on Instagram, and at the time it was listed at about, I want to say 75.
Whoa man, you got it at a good time.
Yeah. And then funny thing, a couple days later they posted it for 70 and you know, that's when I was like, you know what, might as well.
70. Okay. Was it fully stock? Anything wrong with it, or?
Yeah, the car was fully stock when I got it. It didn't have these wheels. You know, it wasn't lowered, it didn't have the seats. Yeah. And yeah, so it's fully stock. That's a pretty good deal. Like, how long ago did you buy it? I bought it about a little over a year ago in December.
Okay, so 70,000. What is the market on them now, if you know, like something similar?
For this car, I bought it with around 52,000 miles. I would say something low mileage, like around 30,000 miles. I want to say it's upwards of $85,000. Okay. For sure. So maybe in like the 10,000 range and lower, it's already 100,000 plus. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And then you found it on Instagram. Where was it located when you did buy it?
So this car was in Texas.
Oh my gosh.
And I talked to the guy. His name is Martin. Okay. And you know, well, I didn't even go look at the car. And yeah, he convinced me, and you know, here it is. Okay. So can we kind of do a walk around, and then you could kind of talk about what's done to the car? I know you said it's mostly, but like power wise it's stock, but can you kind of talk about suspension, your wheels, and just anything that you've done? We'll kind of like make our way from the front to the back. Yeah, definitely. So these are Fortune forged wheels. They are custom made. And funny enough, these cars have lowering bolts, so you don't really have to do much. So yeah, you just, you know, spin the bolt around and they lower. Aside from that, I have these Sparko seats that I got for a good deal. They were $400 for the two, and then that's a really good deal. Yeah. And then I just had to pay $400 for the brackets. And then aside from that, I have my short throw shifter from T-Mod. I think those go for around 500 bucks. Super nice. Billet. Obviously we have the beadlock. I mean, it doesn't need it, but just for looks. Yeah, we have the Proxy RRs. They're 345. Okay. And then aside from that, it's oh, I have a actually a Monster triple disc clutch. Okay. In the car. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So exhaust stock. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's pretty much stock. It just has the fuse pulled. Okay. So the valves are fully open. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Can we open up the hood? And this is probably what most people want to see. So like, why don't we open up the hood? Just kind of enjoy the beauty. Because these are pretty rare. I was looking a long time to find one, and he was down to be on the channel. So this is, if you've never seen the engine bay of a stock C6 ZR1, this is what it looks like. And then actually this is, I was told it was an executive car, so it has a lot of signatures. Oh yeah, what the heck? Okay, so he's got some signatures on here, and I didn't even know this was carbon fiber. Yeah, so it's painted on the front. And then so the whole hood, the roof, and then obviously the, what is it, the B pillar.
Yeah.
But that's all carbon fiber.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's kind of talk about your ownership experience. So you said a little over a year. Can you kind of talk about anything that's gone wrong, or if there's been no issues or anything?
So the first couple months, I think if I'm right, the first years from like 09 to 2011, they had the master cylinder would go out, and so that's the first problem I encountered with this car. Okay. So I was doing a pull with my friend, and I was going from third to fourth, and I press in the clutch, and I go to switch gears, and then I didn't feel the clutch pedal come back up, and I was like, oh no, what's wrong? You know. And then I started feeling around, and I reached underneath the pedal, and there's no pedal pressure on it. So each time I go to press down, it just stays stuck to the floor. And then at that moment, I told my friend, I was like, oh no, we're gonna go home in a tow truck. And so went all the way to the into the shoulder. And then I called my buddy Martin, and he was telling me to check the clutch fluid. Well, you know, obviously it wasn't the clutch fluid, it was the master cylinder.
Oh, I see. I see. Any other issues besides that?
And then a couple months later, after I got that issue fixed, my clutch went out because of how I drive the car, obviously. So it was the prongs, I guess, from the discs. They broke off. Oh, okay. And so the clutch wasn't, what would you say, disengaging? Yeah. So I was coming home from a photo shoot. Actually, I was going to dinner from a photo shoot. Okay. And I started to feel the car kind of like shaking, because I had it in first gear. Yeah, I had it in first gear with the clutch pedal down, and then I started to feel it kind of shaking. I'm like, oh no, what's wrong? And then I pull it out of gear, and then when I try to go put it back in gear, it kind of started grinding. And I tried to limp it home, I guess you could say. And then as I was going through the gears, it you know, I started to feel it kind of grind. Yeah. And then I came to a stop, and then the car was kind of trying to die out, because obviously the clutch is kind of trying to engage, but you're not going anywhere. Yeah. And so after that, I went to go pull the car out of gear, and it was kind of stuck. So I kind of panicked a little bit, and then it was at that point where I was like, oh yeah, you know, time to call the tow truck again. Yeah. And then, I mean, ever since then, I haven't had no big issues. I have a check engine light that comes and goes. Okay.
Do you know what it's for? Or?
I think, well, the last time I checked, it was for a misfire, but I changed out the spark plugs. You know, did all that. But yeah, it just comes and goes now. And I would say one of the main issues with these cars would probably be the isolator in the supercharger. Okay. Since it's rubber, over time it kind of like starts to have play in it. And that's actually something that I need to change. Yeah, so if when we turn on the car, you'll probably hear it kind of like a, not a knock, but you'll hear some play. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And then what would be your future plans with this car?
I mean, in the future, I definitely want to throw some headers into it. Okay. I have a cold air intake already, but unfortunately you do need a tune when throwing an intake on these cars. Oh, okay. Yeah. And aside from that, in the future I'd probably want to do a cam, maybe heads, port the supercharger, stuff like that.
E85 to save on some gas.
Definitely. I know, with these prices, yeah.
Okay. And around what power does that bring it to? Like E85 and all the things you just said. Like wheel.
If let's say we do a max effort setup with heads, cam, ported supercharger, I think it's close to 1,000. I think I've seen some do over 1,000. Oh, okay. But to keep it pretty conservative, I think like maybe 950.
950 to like 1,000.
Yeah, okay. Around there. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty solid. Basically, gonna be another fresh kicks. Didn't his like hit like 1,000 or something, or like close to?
Yeah. Actually, his is still a stock motor as well.
Yeah. So okay, so similar figures. I think his red too.
Yes. But I believe his is a 2010. Oh, okay. So his would be torch red. And 09 is Victory Red, which is the only year that they made Victory Red. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a rare color. Yeah. Another question before we get into like the exhaust and like a pool or two. Since you have a C6 ZR1, and this is a more general question, but do you think a Corvette is considered a supercar? Like, yeah, because I know that's a huge debate, and that started to become more of a debate in the C8 generation. But like, what do you think? Like, if you were to answer it in a general sense?
Well, I mean, obviously we know the C6 ZR1s from its time already kept up with supercars,
They
right?
did, and beat them, some of them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But obviously, the C6 and the C7 aren't rear engine, right? They're front engine. And I mean, if you look at the interior, usually supercars have a much nicer interior. I mean, for the price, I think it's still pretty nice. It's pretty basic.
I mean, it's a 2009 as well, so
exactly.
Like, yeah, what would you lean towards in terms of like if it's a supercar or not?
I would say that the C6 and C7 generation aren't a supercar, but I think like getting into the C8, especially the new ZR1, I would say that's definitely a supercar. Okay. Considering it keeps up with hypercars.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And then if you get into the ZR1X, then it's even faster.
Exactly. Yes.
So okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying maybe the newest gen has a debate to be a supercar,
yes,
but
definitely.
then the C6 and the C7 maybe not so much. And lastly, what's your favorite thing about this car?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Dude.
Looks, sound, or what? What is your favorite thing?
Honestly, I think it might be just, I think it's the sound.
The sound, yeah, okay.
Just, you know, every time, like, let's say you hit red line or, you know, you just break traction, it sounds so nice. I don't know how to explain it,
Okay, and what's the red line on it? Since it's an LS9, I'm not super familiar, but, like, what's the red line on it?
So, the red line on these is 6,500.
Okay.
On the C7 Z06, it revs all the way to 7,000.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, well, let's start it up and then we'll do some exhaust clips and a pool or two.
This is my first time in a ZR1 and it's the C6 ZR1, so I'm very excited. It did start up pretty quiet. It is a stock. You said stock exhaust?
Yeah, stock exhaust.
It just, the valves just stay open or something like that, you said?
Yeah, the fuse is pulled.
Okay, so the fuse to close and open the valves are it's pulled, so it stays open, but it is still relatively quiet, so, which is good, because, you know, in California, it could be a cop magnet, so. But we're gonna go over to a remote location in Mexico. I was kidding, but we're gonna go over there to do some exhaust. We don't wanna, like, disturb the peace, because we were filming in a park.
That sounded good.
That felt good. Let's try another one down here since it's very open right here. Dude, this thing gets squirrely, man.
Yeah, definitely.
What the heck? Dude, wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, for a stock car, this thing's fun.
No, dude, I could tell already. I'm not saying you should launch it, but do you ever do that? Because I'm sure you probably have.
Like from a dead stop, no, this thing, it wheel hops a lot.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, these are known to do that.
All right, take two, let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. Damn, he's flying.
I mean, obviously, as you can tell, we have some pretty good brakes.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
The carbon ceramics kicking in right there.
Last thing, what kind of advice would you give to people looking to get into the ZR1, the C6 ZR1 platform?
I would definitely say do your research. You know, there's obviously some shady people sometimes because of how rare these cars are. They're trying to make their buck.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely do your research. If you're trying to have fun with the car, this is definitely the car.
Okay.
Obviously, as you can tell, it's very driver oriented. You know, you don't have much assist. Obviously, you have to manually shift your gears. You have a third pedal. You know, like your usual, you know, you have your gauges. You have a surprisingly for the year, you have a heads-up display.
What? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and then you know, you feel everything in the steering, to be honest. I've driven, like, let's say a Camaro or the Supra.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Like, you don't really feel the feedback in the steering wheel as much as you do a ZR1.
Mm-hmm.
This car is, I mean, it's super stiff, so and smooth at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. It's definitely weird.
Mm-hmm.
But in the corners, it's super smooth. You feel everything. And obviously, as you can see, I switched out the seats.
Yep.
With these seats, you feel more connected with the car. The stock seats, you know, they're super nice. They're comfortable, but they don't really hold you. So when you're in the corners, at least for me, it kind of feels like you're sliding around, and it doesn't really give you the same confidence as when you're
in a bucket seat.
Yeah, in a bucket seat, pretty much.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, overall, this car, it's a great car. Obviously, I would probably tell them it's a car. It's an older car, so it's gonna have its issues. Like I told you before, the master cylinder in the 09 to like 11. Yeah, they tend to go out. And aside from that, let's see. Yeah, the isolator on the supercharger, that's generally an easy fix. Let's see what else is usually wrong with these cars. Oh, the ZR1s obviously have the leather dash, so they do start to lift. Okay. Especially in the heat. Obviously, you can tell right here, this one's kind of bubbling a little bit. Yeah. Other ZR1s obviously have it a lot worse, but that's a problem you have to get to eventually. Okay. Obviously, being an older car, you don't really have Apple CarPlay.
No tech, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So, aside from that, I mean, you can tell there's a whole bunch of space right here.
Oh, for sure. The C6 has so much space.
Yeah. Man. And then one thing to know about the C6s is they get really hot inside the cabin. Oh. There's like no heat shielding, so your feet will be cooking if you're driving this pretty hard.
Is that those? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so this car does get really hot. Yeah, right here on your feet, all of this, all of that back there.
So in the summer, you're getting cooked.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know why, but these cars have, they're good on cooling, but let's say you have your AC on, you will have to turn it off if you're sitting in traffic. Yeah, you're gonna have to turn that off.
Right now, oil temp's at 207.
207,
so,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, overall, it's a great car. Yeah. I would definitely recommend it.
C6 ZR1 Uber is here. The Uber I called for is here. C6 ZR1, let's go.